On October 10, 2024, two UN peacekeepers from Indonesia were injured when an Israeli tank fired at an observation tower at UNIFIL's headquarters in Naqoura, southern Lebanon. The United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon, or UNIFIL, condemned the attack, describing it as a grave violation of international humanitarian law and confirmed that it is following up with the Israeli military. The Israeli forces had previously requested that UNIFIL relocate from positions close to the Israel-Lebanon border due to heightened tensions with Hezbollah, but the peacekeepers refused, insisting on maintaining their observation role.
Definitely, this is probably one of the most serious events or incidents that that we have been seeing and witnessing the last 12 months. That there's been intense shelling throughout the last 12 months, but yesterday one of our positions was hit by an Israeli tank. The position was actually UNIFIL headquarters in Naqoura, and it was a tower with two peacekeepers monitoring the situation. The tank hit the tower. Two peacekeepers actually were injured, luckily not seriously, but they're still at the hospital. That's very serious.
UNIFIL, established in 1978 and expanded in 2006 following the Israel-Hezbollah war, comprises around 10,000 personnel from 50 countries. Its mandate is to monitor the Blue Line, a 75-mile demarcation between Lebanon and Israel, and ensure the area is free of weapons or armed fighters aside from the Lebanese state. However, over the past year, Hezbollah has increasingly used positions near UNIFIL bases to launch attacks on Israel, complicating the peacekeepers' operations and testing the limits of their engagement. The international response to the attack was swift, with several countries and international organizations condemning it. Indonesia's foreign minister confirmed the injuries to its personnel and strongly condemned the assault as a significant breach of international law. Countries including Italy, France and Turkey expressed concern and demanded accountability, while the European Union and other nations highlighted the need for Israel to respect UN resolutions and international humanitarian law.
Gli atti ostili compiuti e reiterati dalle forze israeliane contro la base UNP 131 potrebbero costituire crimini di guerra e sicuramente rappresentano delle gravissime violazioni alle norme del diritto internazionale umanitario. Sicuramente violazioni non giustificate da alcuna necessità militare.
Israel defended its actions, claiming that Hezbollah uses civilian areas near UNIFIL posts as launching points for attacks, and maintained that its military had warned UNIFIL personnel to stay in protected spaces.
So I think we have no desire to stay in Lebanon. And I think the only troops that can do that will be the Lebanese military and UNIFIL. But they need to have the strength, the power, and the ability to ensure that Hezbollah is not coming back to the same places. And I cannot go into detail, but what we found, including tunnels and a lot of infrastructure on the border, it proved that both UNIFIL and the Lebanese army were not effective in the last 18 years.
The UN Security Council held an emergency session where the UN Under-Secretary General for Peace Operations voiced concerns about the increasing risks to UNIFIL personnel and called for diplomatic efforts to de-escalate tensions.
UNIFIL peacekeepers continue to do their best to implement their Security Council mandate in obviously very difficult conditions.
Of the approximately 10,500 peacekeepers of UNIFIL, 900 of them are Indians. India's Ministry of External Affairs in a statement said that inviolability of UN premises must be respected by all and appropriate measures taken to ensure the safety of UN peacekeepers and the sanctity of their mandate. The United States also expressed concern over the incident, emphasizing that while Israel has the right to defend its citizens, the safety of peacekeepers must be ensured.
Embodied in the Lebanese armed forces. And so, the international community must focus its efforts accordingly, helping strengthen Lebanese state institutions so that they can exercise effective control over Lebanon's territory. The United States has been clear. A diplomatic solution between Israel and Lebanon along the Blue Line is the only path to restore lasting calm and allow residents in both Lebanon and Israel to return safely to their homes. Even as Israel has a right to protect its citizens from Hezbollah, which has fired thousands of missiles and rockets into Israel over the past year alone, it needs to minimize harm to civilians, particularly in the densely populated areas of Beirut. We are deeply concerned by reports of hundreds of Lebanese civilians killed in recent days, including children, medical workers, and an American citizen.
Despite the volatility, UNIFIL has stated that it will continue its mission to monitor and support peace efforts in the region while urging the involved parties to adhere to their obligations under international law. Bureau Report, India Today Global.